Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live stream of Ask Me Anything. Before we start, I'll just like to give you a brief overview of the updates that we have done in Sharply 2.0. Let me just share my screen and we did a major overhaul of the entire UI UX experience on this 2.0. Plus, we increased the coverage in terms of both depth and breadth of the coverage. Earlier, you would find a lot of SME stocks were not covered. Now that has increased. So most of the companies with over 10 crore of market cap would be covered on Sharply. And in terms of depth, let me just show you the kind of depth that now we have on our system. So we completely overhauled the stock report. As you can see, we have added a performance tab here where you can actually compare the performance of a stock with any sector you want. You can change that here. We have the statements, financial statements section has gone a complete overhaul where now you'll get both consolidated and standalone, and the option to look at a bridge statement or a very detailed statement. A detailed statement is a very uh, for anyone going wanting to actually go deep into financial statements can actually look at a detailed statement, something that's not available with any other provider in India. We have now introduced interim for balance sheet and cash flows as well, as you can see. Uh, and The forecast section has also undergone a complete change. Earlier, we used to just provide a forecast for target price and analyst rating and EPS and book value per share. Sorry, sales, EPS and sales. That has now changed to we also include book value per share, which is being forecasted. And we also now show revisions in target price over time. So you can see how analysts have over time the median target price over the last 12 months for Reliance Industry has moved. And the same goes for estimates around sales, book value per share, and earnings per share. That's pretty much about the stock report. We have completely overhauled the strategy builder. So now, earlier, if you wanted to build a strategy using a screen, you have to first create a screener, and then uh, from there you have to build a strategy. Now we have made it much more intuitive. You can simply select the instrument that you want to trade. Say you want stocks, and then all the steps now are here itself, right? So you select that you want to build a screen with a screener as your entry signal, and you move ahead. You can create your screener here itself using any basic builder or advanced builder, whatever you are comfortable with. And also, we have introduced a documentation section in the screener as well, which gives you a detailed overview of any indicator or pattern that you might want. Uh, this is an example of MACD that I'm showing. So the strategy builder becomes more intuitive, and by next week we'll be adding few more features to the strategy builder. We'll be adding an exit model as well. So right now you have the way our strategies work is you create a entry signal and then schedule that to run that strategy. Say you schedule it to run first of every month, then on first of every month entry signal is run, and any stock that qualifies for that signal is bought, and those stocks that are already in your portfolio and do not qualify are sold. Uh, we got a lot of requests that we should also have an exit signal as well. So you buy something today, and you create an exit signal that I want to exit stocks in my portfolio where SMA 50 crosses below SMA 200, and now you can do that. And we have also added constraint sector or stock constraint. You can constrain your portfolio to have, say you want to say I don't want any of the stocks to go beyond 10% weightage, so you can now do that. Or I don't want any particular sector to have more than 20% weightage, so you can now do that as well. uh, so that's the update, and overall the UI I hope has become much more compact and sleek. The experience has become much more easier. We keep working on improving the overall experience and keep adding new features as well. Uh, so that's pretty much an introduction to the 2.0 launch. Uh, let's open this up for questions, and uh, I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. So one of the questions that came was, when you backtest, you see in the trade logs, you see a lot of flags with each trade, right? Uh, how do you identify if an exit is from a stop loss or a rebalancing? So we have a flag where, so I'll just show it to you. Uh, so let's just do one back test and see. So I'm just doing a quick screen with Nifty 500 as the universe, ROE greater than 20, P less than 15, kind of a quality value screen. So if you go to trade logs, you see that each trade is classified as a new entry. Each trade is classified either as a new entry or additional purchase. So what has happened here with, say, Maharashtra Bank? So Maharashtra Bank was there in your signal on 22nd of July as well. It was a new entry, and then was there in your signal on 3rd October as well. And so there's an additional purchase in Maharashtra Bank. Uh, in case of, say, Hind Petro, right? Hind Petro is, say, you entered Hind Petro in July, but due to the weights being different, there's a partial exit. So it's still part of your portfolio, but there's a partial exit in rebalancing. In case of Raymond, uh, it's a full exit because Raymond did not come in your signal on 3rd of October when the rebalancing was done. Now that we have added an exit model as well, the flag, you'll get a flag saying exit on signal, exit signal. Or if there's a stop loss hit, you'll get a stop loss hit as well. So all these flags will tell you what exactly is happening. Uh, let's come to questions as well. The first question is, how do you backtest a strategy? Uh, uh, is my screen now visible? Uh, so Backtesting a strategy is pretty simple. Let's create a strategy here first. So I want to create a stock strategy where I'll take entry using a stock signal, right? And I'll use the same example as the previous one. I'll choose stocks from Nifty 500 where ROE is greater than 20 and PE ratio is less than, say, 50. Right, right here I can see which stocks currently qualify, and I can see that these are the stocks that currently qualify. Uh, in the next step, I'll say I want to keep the maximum number of stocks as 30 and I want to allocate equal weight to each stock. I can obviously play around with these. And I say I want to rebalance this every 3 months on first day of January, April, July, and October. Uh, I'll just keep a transaction cost model as what zero the charges, which is zero for equity delivery. And my performance benchmark, let's keep it as Nifty 500 TRI. And the next step is where you can actually see the orders that will be generated right now for you to start paper trading, or you can click here and run a back test. So we have done a 3 years of back test, and as you can see, this is the blue one is the strategies equity curve. Green one is your benchmark Nifty 500's equity curve. If you scroll down, you can see the start period and end period for benchmark and strategy. Your strategy has yielded 20.61%. Benchmark during the same time gave 15.9%. Uh, However, your strategy has a higher volatility, obviously. You get all performance metrics here. You'll get trade logs to see which trades were taken during the backtest, and all kinds of performance charts as well. Uh, so that's how you create and backtest your strategy here. Next question is: would you be able to provide and update values for beta hedging whenever they whenever they change over a 3 month, 6 month, year, etc.? Yeah, we can. I'm not sure I correctly understood the question. I'll just request you to just post it on Sharply community, your request, and we'll get in touch with you to understand your exact requirement, and we'll add it. Is it possible to make custom index in RRG for cement and QSR? We already have cement. Let me just, we have a custom cement index. Uh, let's go to RRG. All custom index starts with SHI. This you can see cement. We'll look at QSR. We don't have. We'll have a custom index for QSR as well. Uh, Live investing, yeah. So live investing is a slightly controversial feature. You all have must seen SEBI's new regulation around algo trading and all. Having said that, we are working on live investing. Naveen, we'll by first half of 2025, we'll have live investing for selected beta clients, definitely. RRG is not loading most of the time. I've even tried with different browsers. Anand, someone from our team will get in touch with you, and we'll sort it out for you. RRG should load, obviously, as you can see right now on my screen. So should not be a problem. We'll get it sorted. Avinash or Naveen, please get in touch with Anand and sort out his problem. How to next is from Pranjal, ATR based stop loss in strategy. So as I said, next week we are launching an exit signal as well in strategy creation workflow. So you can have an ATR based signal where if uh, define an ATR based signal, and if that is satisfied, there will be an exit from the strategy. How will I get the buy alert? So just to be clear, right now our platform is not about. This is from Jayant. Not about buy and sell alerts. We are in process of tying up with some RAs to actually create uh, alert packs for people who want them. But as such, a platform is not. It's more for your own research and your own this. Having said that, you can create an alert, right? If your condition is that I want to buy a stock if there's a SMA crossover, so you can create an alert like this. Say you want to say, I want to buy. Let's look at Dixon. Uh, so I want to buy Dixon when there's an SMA crossover. So there's a very solid alert module. Uh, so you can create a condition, say SMA 50, or let's say price crosses above SMA 50. Now this is your buy alert, right? So as soon as this alert is met, even during intraday, you will be alerted, and you can set this alert to have trigger only once, or you can set it to be triggered every time and define an expiry. You can actually modify the content here to actually know what this alert is about. And you can just save this alert. So whenever there is a SMA crossover in Dixon, you'll be alerted immediately, and you can take that trade. We'll also be adding watch list alert pretty soon, so that if, say, you want to create, if any of the stocks in my watch list has an SMA crossover, alert me, and you can do that as well. Hopefully, in next 1 month's time, watch list alert feature will also be available. Uh, so, I guess. So I think we don't have any questions right now. We have. Again, Naveen, what about share script feature? I'm not sure what, about this feature. Yeah, but Naveen, if you could just put that on community, and someone will get in touch with you to actually talk about share script. But yeah, if it's something that uh, is useful, we'll definitely add it. Atul Jain, very good question. Gen AI based talking about in Chapley. Yes. I keep telling my team 2025 is going to be the year of Gen AI. We'll add a lot of Gen AI features. You'll have the ability to talk to any PDF document released by companies in terms of investor presentation, transcript, and not just summary, but the ability to chat with the PDF documents. You will have AI assistant tool for exploring our knowledge base, and hopefully an AI research assistant that can tell you about any stocks that you want to explore or research on. Okay, Naveen, the code part of it, yes. The underlying part is for both basic and advanced screening. The underlying itself is a code. The idea was for advanced user, we'll expose the code. But for that, we need to actually build a solid documentation for that code. We are working on that. Hopefully, should be available difficult to give an ETA, but yeah, we are working on this. We'll make it available for some select users. And Atul, coming back to your Gen AI, the other thing that we'll have is a natural language screening. So you can just write your query in plain English, and it will convert into our own proprietary screening code and just throw up the results. So, so yeah, a lot of Gen AI features in pipeline, and you'll see all of those in 2025. So, and meanwhile, while we wait for questions, uh, let me also show you something that we have also added in screening and as well. So I don't know if you regular users have noticed or not, but there is a concept of financial report filter. So what happens is uh, when say June or let's take an example of December, right? December quarter will end on 31st December, and from 3rd or 4th of January, companies will start reporting. So by the time of 20th January, when you are screening something like say Q on Q EPS growth is greater than 20, right? By 20th January, say 50% of companies would have reported for December quarter, and 50% of companies would still have the last quarter available as September quarter. But in your screen, you want that I only want companies that have reported for December quarter. So you can just select this reported latest quarter and then rerun your screen. Right. So but be careful while using this, because say if you are using this on 5th of January and only four companies have reported for December quarter, it will ignore the other every other company. So ideally use this screen 15 days or 20 days after the quarter ends, so that enough companies have reported by that time. Thanks, Naveen. Naveen says excellent work. App is going to be alternative for many other apps. Or yeah, and we are adding a lot more things. I don't know if you guys use Terminal or not, but Sharply Terminal is a very tightly integrated environment where you can use trading view with all the metrics of Sharply as well, right? So your entire watch list comes here, and you can directly load trading view charts here, and it works with all time frames. So you want a 1 hour time frame, and it's blazingly fast, obviously, and you get all the metrics here. Plus, you can have as many indicators as you want, which in TradingView's own free plan you can have up to max of two. But if you use TradingView through Sharply Terminal, you can add as many indicators here as you want. And we will be adding a few more features like backtesting, where you can write entry and exit conditions, and it will plot on the chart. Say you want for Bharti Airtel, you want to see you have particular condition for entry and particular condition for exit. It will go back and plot all of those. And plus, we have added earnings in the chart as well, so you can see when was the earnings release, what was the EPS, we dividend, all corporate actions will be available on the chart itself. So yeah, Sharply Terminal is, and we are continuously working on adding more features on Sharply Terminal so that you can get a lot of pro access of trading view directly through pro access to Sharply Terminal. Uh, uh, okay, I guess this. So Someone says screen is frozen. I guess it was not frozen. I was just sharing one tab and the terminal opens in the other tab actually. So that's the problem. But I'll come back to terminal if someone wants to have a look at it. Uh, Nasruddin, hi. He says introduce strategy optimization tool for factor model. For example, how backtest results would look like when different percent of factor weightage applied or different backtest frequency. Uh, okay, yeah. So we have a plan of doing that. It's more of a not optimization per se, but stability of your strategy, right? So if you create a strategy and if you change weekly rebalancing to monthly rebalancing, if there's a huge change in the performance, your strategy per se is not stable, and you should actually stay away from that strategy. So we are doing that, but Nasrin, you'll have to be mindful of the fact that backtesting consumes a lot of resources from server and it's time taking. So we are figuring out a way to add the scenario analysis and all those in backtesting. But yeah, it's something in pipeline. Uh, uh, Regarding daily rebalancing, yes, we'll add that now that there'll be an exit model as well. So yeah, uh, we also have introduced the concept of strategy heartbeat. So essentially, a heartbeat would mean at what frequency will your strategy run and take trades, right? This is different from your entry schedule. All your exit processing or stop loss processing will happen at the frequency of your heartbeat. So if your heartbeat is 1 day, your strategy will process for stop losses or exits every day. Now that that concept has been added, we'll also think about adding rebalancing or entry scheduling on a daily basis as well. So that should not be a concern. Live trading, I've already talked about it. There's a lot of nothing regulatory gray area around it, but yeah, we will introduce it for select clients as well. We have done a major overhaul in the strategy module. Hopefully next 1 or 2 months we'll have live trading available for selected subscribers. So let me just quickly go back to the terminal part. I guess it wasn't visible. Uh, so yeah, this is Sharply terminal. Uh, as I said, it's a very tightly integrated trading view and the features of Sharply into one single view. And you can have multiple time frames. You can add multiple indicators. So trading view free plan restricts you to two indicators. We have multiple indicators here. Plus, we'll be adding a lot of backtesting features on the terminal itself. No, terminal. So, is the terminal screen visible? So we'll be adding a backtesting feature, as I said. So say suppose you want HDFC Bank and you want to see you have an exit signal of SMA crossover and an exit entry signal of SMA crossover 50 crossing above 200 and an exit signal where say there's an exit from one standard deviation Bollinger Band. So you can define both of those and it will plot on this chart and show you your entry and exit. And you can actually visualize that how good is your entry and exit signal, because uh, ideally after entry there should be uh, uh, run up in the stock, and after and you should ideally exit at the top. So we'll be integrating a lot more features on the terminal. Yes, track MFI have MF Central. That's already work in progress, and we'll add that, and uh, we'll have a lot of portfolio analytics along with uh, that mutual fund thing, and to bring. We are also working on a way to actually introduce direct investing in mutual funds as well, apart from stocks. So all of these should actually come live this year, in the coming year, 2025. Okay. Since I've been talking a lot about the new exit signal, let me just quickly try to give you how feel of how it will look like. Uh, so as I said, there is a concept of heartbeat now introduced. Uh, we'll work with 1 day heartbeat here. Let's create an entry signal. Uh, Again, let's stick with our. Let's add some momentum here. Uh, let's say score is greater than 80 and quality. I can view stocks right here. So that's my entry signal, right? This will tell my strategy that take entry into stocks that are in Nifty 500. The momentum score is greater than 80 and ROE is greater than 20. Uh, Once I've told, I have to also tell my strategy that if I have this much capital, how do I want to allocate them? Let's say I want to allocate by market cap, or let's say I want to do allocate inverse to volatility. So more volatile, less weight. So I just do volatility last 1 year, and I do an inverse. So it will give higher weight to stocks that are less volatile. And I want to keep it restricted to only 20 stocks. So, I want to run this, say, every month on 5th of the month. Uh, Now comes the, or let's also, in position sizing, let's also add a constraint that no stocks can be more than 10%. Now I can define an exit. So I want to exit if there is a, say, close goes below SMA 200. So suppose on 5th of January, my strategy buys 20 stocks. Then this condition of a SMA crossover, close crossing below SMA 200, is checked every day. And any of the stock in your portfolio that satisfies this condition is sold, completely sold. Uh, you can then move to risk management and other parameters, and everything else is the same as before. So addition of exit model, what I have seen in my back testing is it might restrict your overall kgar, but it drastically brings down volatility. So it's a very good, apart from stop loss and book profit, it serves as a very good risk management tool. And if properly used, it can actually enhance your overall backtested performance as well. So I'll leave that up to you guys to actually research and check it out. Uh, do we have any more questions? Uh, so as I said, let me just reiterate the plan for 2025. Number one, a lot of Gen AI features. Number two, uh, live trading. That's the most requested feature, and we have been honestly stalling it because of regulatory concerns. Uh, and these two are on our plate. Number three is integration with MF Central, so that you can just download your legacy mutual fund portfolio and view all the analytics and keep a track of them. So these three is something that is on the pipeline. Number four is we'll adding a lot of custom widgets and give you the ability to actually customize widgets as per your need. Number five will be support for lower time frames in screening. So currently, the lowest is 1 day, right? Let's just show you. Uh, so it's 1 day, or say you want 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month. We'll go as low as 1 minute. So you can work with 1 minute, 5 minute bars in your screens as well. So, and that should be live in January itself. I'm guessing most of the people are out for the year-end holiday. Uh, so uh, we will try to do another AMA when we can have more participation. I guess the timing somehow was not right. 28th December is most of the people are not in work mode, but in holiday mode. So I'm guessing they're not here. Uh, so I'll just be ending the stream here. If you have any questions or any support request, do not hesitate to actually put it upon the community. We'll get back to you within 24 hours, and if it's a feature request, we'll get back to you with an ETA. And uh, and to everyone facing issues with RRG, yes, we will get in touch with you and get it sorted ASAP. Uh, okay, we have a question. Stylebox and factor model, how is it different? So Stylebox is our proprietary method of classifying stocks into 10 different styles, right? Uh, Factor model is more of an infrastructure where you can create your own scores, right? Stylebox is also based on scores, but it's our proprietary. Uh, in factor model, you can create your own scores based on your own logic. So factor model is more of a infrastructure for you. Stylebox is something we have created to make it easier for you to identify stocks directly. So that's the difference. But yeah, style boxes are created out of some metric that we have used through factor model itself. I hope I've made myself clear. We want option to trail the stock. Uh, there'll be a trailing stop loss as well. So the stock will be Pranjal. To answer your question, you can have both an exit criteria as well as a trailing stop loss. So as I said in the let's go back. So we create an exit model, and then we also create a trailing stop loss. Say you want a trailing stop loss of 10 percentage. So both of these will work in unison, right? If the exit is hit before, it will be sold, or if a trailing stop loss is hit before, it will be sold. uh, I guess I have answered your question. If not, Pranjal, just write to us on the community and we'll take it up. In MF analytics, can we have stocks which have been added by most MF or exit done by most MF? Yes, we'll add that. Avinash and Naveen, just keep a note of this feature request. So what we'll do is we have basically tracking dashboards for insider trade and bulk and block deals, right? Here we'll also add mutual fund activity, so you can track stocks that have been sold by mutual funds and everything. Pranjal is asking, will the exit on fundamental change? Obviously, you can any you can build any exit criteria, right? Uh, so, say you want P ratio crosses below or crosses above. So if you say you want to exit when it becomes crosses above, it becomes too expensive. Yeah, it will work. So any condition that you can build in your screen can be used for both entry and exit. And any custom metric that you build can be used during your entry signal creation, will be available to be used in your exit signal as well. So say suppose you create a custom metric of so SMA of SMA 9 of EMA 20, and you use that for your entry. You can use the same custom metric in exit as well. Any other feature request or anything? And if you do have a feature request, just come forward and ask us, and we'll build it for you. Don't worry about it. Uh, a lot of our subscribers use community effectively to request for features. Uh, so custom indicator on chart, say relative strength, not to be confused with RSI. I did not get your question. Um, uh, can we Atul take this offline, and whatever the concern is, we'll fix it. Yes, so we have the question was already asked about script for screening. Uh, so we have that. We'll try to actually open a script for trading view as well, something like Pine script or our own script. But currently, we will open up the script for building your screens and custom widgets that I was talking about. The only thing pending is a detailed documentation, because opening up the script will make no sense to any user because you'll not know how to code it up. So we need to create a detailed documentation, which reminds me that we are completely revamping our knowledge base to make it more user friendly and more easier to actually find whatever support articles you are looking for. uh, Ground of ranking of stocks, question from. So we don't have a ranking framework, but we have a classification framework where we classify stocks into 10 style boxes. And four of the style boxes we call it as winning or favorable style boxes that have performed well in the past, and five are negative and one is neutral, right? And the classification is based on three factors: quality, value, and momentum. So any stock that scores high on all these three factors become a super stock. And let me show you. So if you look at historical performance, and this is last 11 years of performance, what it does is it creates a portfolio of 20 stocks from each style boxes. So you will see 10 lines here, uh, and runs a back test. And this portfolio is rebalanced every 3 months. So every 3 months, uh, 20 stocks are picked from these style boxes, and a backtest is conducted and look at the performance of what we call super stocks, which are high on value, quality, and momentum. They they by far outperform any other style box. And most of the positive style boxes, which are under the radar, market angel and potential turnaround, they perform the negative style boxes. Look at the performance of don't touch, right? It's just 4.56% kgar. This is how we classify stocks on our system, rather than ranking it. So I guess there's no yeah uh, guess there's no more question. Once again, I'll reiterate, please use the community. We are very active there, and it's not just for feature request or error bug reporting. You can start any discussion on any stock, and if you have a question about a stock, how good is this, we'll come back and post a reply on this. So it's for anything. uh, can we have the top fund manager picks analytics? uh, yes. For mutual funds, yes, we can do that. We don't have data for PMS and AIFs, but for mutual funds, yes, we can add that. We can have a top fund manager pick analytics as well. Uh, the only question is, how do you define the top fund managers? Who are the top fund managers? That's a tricky question, but yes, uh, you can actually, we'll have fund managers, and you can, yeah. So by AUM is a good criteria, but you can actually search for any fund manager and look at their top picks. So we'll add that feature as well. So a lot of good feature requests on mutual funds, that basically not on mutual funds, but combining mutual funds and stocks, which we'll take into consideration. Pranjal is asking custom metric options in your screener. So yes, uh, let's say uh, you want to find out uh, uh, let's say what was the ROE 5 years ago, and you want to screen that the ROE should five current ROE should be greater than ROE 5 years ago by at least 5%. Now, ROE 5 years ago, how do you get that? So we'll build a custom metric, and we can use offset function, and it says period type is years ago, we say 5 years. So, and we can evaluate this. So Reliance's ROE 5 year ago was 11.63. Uh, and now let's build a screen is greater than. So this custom metric is available for you to screen. So there are 760 stocks right now in the entire universe, where 5 year is not actually, yeah. So where ROE has increased by 5 percentage points. So that way you can build any custom metric. Model portfolio. So, Suman, we have a SEBI RA license. Model portfolio, for giving out model portfolio, you have to have a SEBI RIA license. So, by regulations, we cannot give model portfolio, but we have published many low cost ETF portfolios which you can access, which are very good portfolios. If you go to the strategy section and go to strategies curated by Sharply community, uh, all these portfolio by Minbox Solutions Private Limited are actually published by us, and these are super. Yeah, let me share my screen. So this is an all equity wealth creator. If you look at the expense ratio of this portfolio, it's just 0.35%. It's created using Nifty ETF, index ETFs, as well as factor ETFs. So as well as US equity ETFs. So these are the constituents. And if you look at the performance of this, uh, it has delivered a CAGR of 25.76%, and this is all live performance, not back tested performance, as against Nifty's CAGR of 17.5% since 26th May 2022 when it went live. We can see the all equity wealth creator screen now, right? So, Suman, not through small cases. You can clone this strategy on R as well, and you can simply replicate the trades of this strategy. You clone this and paper trade this, and you'll get the trades. Uh, Once we have live trading as well, you can actually clone and just take that equity, all equity wealth creator live. Uh, Thanks, Pranjal, and thanks everyone. I guess I'll be ending the stream now. Uh, and we'll be doing another AMA pretty soon when we have a lot more participation. Thank you, everyone, again for joining.